Good morning to all and welcome to the session, the Hindu Editorial Analysis for Proficiency in English. Before I go to the editorial analysis, I would like to talk about announcement of new batches. I'm going to announce some new batches. First, I'll talk about those batches, then we'll go to editorial analysis. The first batch I'm going to launch on April 1st. April 1st, a new course is being launched, and the name of the course is Foundation Course Bilingual, that is Telugu and English. Foundation course for all competitive exams, banks, SSC, UPSC, SPSC. And the course fee on or before April 1st, 2000. If you purchase the course fee after April 1st is 2500. And this batch, the sessions are live sessions and the time slot evening 7 p.m. Monday to Friday. And if you want more details, I have done one video. Watch that video. You get all the details regarding the course. The next one, already there's a course, foundation course in English, only in English, not bilingual. And three topics are over: noun, pronoun, verb. Still, enrollment is open, and there's an offer on April 1st. If you purchase a course on April 1st, actual course fee is 2500. But if you purchase a course on April 1st, it is 2000. And if you wonder, so what about the classes already over? The videos are there. You can watch those videos. The validity is for 6 months and three topics: noun, pronoun, verb over. You can be part of the live batch. These are the two courses. Now let us go to the editorial analysis and start the session with the question, what is this editorial about? This is a bit disturbing. Today's editorial related to you people, youngsters, youth, and not something positive, something disturbing. This editorial is about the findings and implications of the India Employment Report 2024, which highlights concerning trends. I said disturbing based on that, concerning trends in youth employment and the labor market in India. Youth employment, because you belong to that group, and it is not something positive. I said it is concerning, it is disturbing. What is the tone of the editorial? The tone of the editorial is concerned, obviously, and critical regarding the policies. How does it start? Jobs outlook bleak. I use this word quite often. Bleak means offering little hope or excitement. Almost no hope. We say the chances are bleak, means the chances are less. Here, jobs outlook bleak. On the India Employment Report 2024, what is the main idea? Training for a technologically evolving economy must be accorded primacy. The main idea is about training for a technologically evolving economy, especially at this stage. Technologically evolving, we focus on artificial intelligence. Training for a technologically evolving economy must be accorded primacy. Here, must be accorded, it is in passive voice. We must accord, active voice, must be accorded, passive voice. And it is used to express a personal obligation or an obligation imposed by the speaker. One more function, it is used to convey the idea that something is compulsory. Must be accorded. Accord has two or three meanings. One meaning something like agreement. But in this context, accord, me part of speech verb, to give officially something desirable, to prioritize in a way. Primacy, another important word. Primacy, part of speech noun, the fact of being preeminent or most important. You can also think of words like paramount. Something is important and many things depend on that. Then we use primacy or paramount or preeminent. All the words are very important. This is about a report related to the labor market, a report related to youth employment. Any report, when you know it is about a report related to employment, then you have to think of the broad framework. What is in the report? Is it positive? Is it negative? And what about the men? What about the women? And what about educated? What about uneducated? And what are the reasons behind? What should be done? All these are the uh, relevant questions, pertinent questions. And based on these questions, the editorial, you can think of the framework. This editorial also goes in the same, follows the same pattern. A recent report that focused on the current status of and outlook for youth employment in India. A recent report that focused on something. What did it focus on? It takes a preposition on. Yes, singular, plural. Very good. Current status and outlook for youth employment in India paints a grim picture. The report paints a grim picture. Grim means what? Very serious or gloomy. Something that is not positive, something that is negative. A grim picture of the country's widely touted country's grim picture of the widely touted. Tout means to advertise, talk about, to praise something or someone, to project in a different manner positively. Widely touted. What has been projected positively? Widely touted demographic dividend, an important expression. What does it mean? Demographic related to population and dividend. Today, if you look at the world, there is one country that is India where a lot of youngsters, educated youth, a lot of youngsters are there, and that is a demographic dividend India has, which appears set to waste away, which appears set to waste away unless this demographic dividend we may lose, it may go waste, it may go down the drain, or it may go to dogs unless, an important word. Unless is a negative word. In many exams I've given, unless you don't, in one clause, same clause, unless you don't sign. Is this right or wrong? Unless is a negative word, then we cannot use another negative expression that is known as double negative, not acceptable. Unless you sign, that is correct. In this context, you have to recollect two more negative words. One is until, the other one till. Unless talks about condition, and unless until they talk about time. But all the three words are negative words. And students ask me, sir, what is the difference between until and till? There's no difference as such, both mean the same, which appears set to waste away unless there are immediate and targeted policy interventions. This looks like demographic dividend, looks like we are going to lose. Based on that, we have to do something. What is that we have to do? Immediate and targeted policy interventions. The policies have to be changed so that we don't lose this demographic dividend. The India Employment Report. So, what is the name of this report that talks about the employment and the labor market? The India Employment Report 2024 by the Institute for Human Development International Labour Organization. By the Institute for Human Development, ILO, International Labour Organization, posit, an important word, part of speech verb, put forward as fact or as a basis for argument, propose, you can say, posits a bleak outlook, not a positive outlook, for the approximately 7 to 8 million young people. What is the percentage? What is the number? Young people, 7 to 8 million young people being added to the labor force each year. Every year, 7 to 8 million youngsters are being added to the labor force or labor market each year. With the youth accounting for almost 83% of India's unemployed workforce. 7 to 8 million young people being added to the labor force each year. And based on that, if you look at the youth, with the youth accounting for almost 83% of India's unemployed workforce, if you take unemployed workforce, the major chunk, 83%, goes with youngsters, the youth. That is concerning and disturbing. Even more distressing, we got this word yesterday also. Distress means what? Extreme anxiety, sorrow, or pain. I told yesterday also sorrow. Even more distressing is that among the unemployed, the proportion of educated young people, those who have had a secondary level education or higher, had almost doubled to 65.7% as of 2022. from 35.2% in 2000. This is again disturbing. What is disturbing here? The proportion of educated young people, educated youth. Who are these educated youth? Either they have had a secondary level education or higher, that means graduates, and had almost doubled within a span of 2 years, 2000, 2022, a span of 2 years, doubled from 35.2%, it has gone up to 65.7%. That is definitely distressing. Also, graduates among the youth experienced a 9 times greater unemployment rate, 29.1%, than young persons who could not read or write. Those who could not read or write, they experienced only 3.5% increase. On the other hand, educated youth, graduates especially, graduates among the youth experienced a 9 times greater unemployment rate, 29.1%, than young persons who could not read or write, it means illiterates. Now, good, I appreciate those who have been doing value addition, but focus on the analysis also. These depressing statistics underline or highlight both. Obviously, the statistics very depressing, distress, full of distress and concern. We should be concerned. These depressing statistics underline both. Again, you have to recollect both and underline both an absence of jobs capable of absorbing educated young people, aspiring for better paying jobs, and the shortcomings in the quality of education that are leaving large numbers of educated youth still incapable of something that is incomplete. A lengthy sentence. One thing is, why is it so depressing, the statistics so depressing? One thing, absence of jobs capable of absorbing educated young people. Those who are aspiring for better. Aspire means direct one's hopes or ambitions towards achieving something. Aspiring for better paying jobs, that is on the one hand. On the other hand, the shortcomings in the quality of education. Quality of education also not up to the mark. Shortcomings in the quality of education that are leaving large numbers of educated youth still incapable of qualifying to meet job criteria. Today, I don't know how many of you know, I talk about job skills. Today, if you look at our country, we have the demographic dividend. What is it? We have a lot of youngsters, youth who are highly qualified, educated graduates. That is something positive. But unfortunately, many, more than 50%, I suppose, they don't have the job skills. What comes under job skills? Basically, technical skills related to that particular field. That is one thing. Then soft skills, skills like time management, stress management, problem solving ability, leadership qualities, all these. And also the most important, English and communication skills. At the workplace, these of all the soft skills, communication skills. The most important, English and communication skills. Many youngsters are not good at English and communication skills. They are not good at soft skills, and they may or may not have the technical skills. Imagine you have the technical skills, but you're not good at soft skills, you're not good at English and communication skills. The chances to get the job, the chances are bleak. It talks about they're incapable of qualifying to meet job criteria. Already some students have responded. Criterion singular, criteria plural. And you have to have a look at the comment box. There's so many nouns of Latin and Greek origin, and they are important from the exam point of view. Further, further again, you have to be careful. We have two words. One is FARTHER, and the other one FURTHER. This talks about distance, and this talks about in addition to. She has gone to the US for further studies. Shimla is farther than Delhi from Bombay. These two you have to remember. Further, in addition, wages, after accounting for inflation, have either stagnated or witnessed a decline. It talks about another problem. One problem, unemployment among educated youth. The reason behind they don't have the soft skills, job skills, and all these skills. Another problem, and quality of education, also shortcomings in quality of education. Another problem, if you look at the wages, the salaries, the payments, after accounting for inflation, have either stagnated or witnessed a decline. Stagnation means cease to develop, no development, stagnate. It goes with water usually, but it also goes with growth, development, economy, and progress stagnated. Decline we have got so many times. To go down when it comes to standards, numbers, quality, typically of something regarded as good, becoming smaller, fewer, or less, decrease, declining standards, declining numbers, declining. These are the combinations. The window for India to leverage its sizable cohort of youth. The window for India. Window in the sense, the outlet for India to leverage. Leverage has many meanings. In this context, it means to use something what you have to the maximum advantage. Use something that you already have in order to achieve something new or better. But usually I say to achieve something, to achieve maximum out of something. To leverage its sizable cohort. Cohort means a group of people with shared characteristics. In this context, the youngsters, the youth, its sizable cohort of youth for wider socio-economic gains is fast closing. The window here means opportunity. Excuse me. In this context, the window means opportunity. The opportunity for India to leverage its sizable cohort of youth for wider socio-economic gains is fast closing. We are losing that demographic dividend. With the share of young people forecast to decline 23% by 2036, or more than a decade, but with the share of young people in the population, the share of young people forecast to decline to 23% by 2036 from 27% in 2021. It is slowly, it goes down, obviously. They catch up. As the report's authors note, unemployment and the rate of youths not in employment. There are two things. Unemployment, one thing, and the rate of youths. Sometimes students ask, sir, can we say youths? Yes, you can. See here. Do remember. Youth, generally we say. Youths also right. Not in employment, education, or training. Any of these three. Rate of youths not in employment, not in education, not in training are high. Many are there, and working conditions among a majority of employed youths are poor. When it comes to working conditions among a majority of employed youths, if you take those who have been employed, I've been providing, who is this Sham? Every day I provide, join the Telegram group. I provide in the Telegram group, join the Telegram group, you get every day. I have been providing the PDF with annotations. Are poor, although the economy has been growing at a high rate. This is a paradoxical situation. On the one hand, the economy is growing. On the other hand, the working conditions are not good for the employed youth, and also many educated youth are facing the problem of unemployment. This severely constrains, constrain means compel or force to follow a particular course of action. In a way, you can say impose, compel, constrain. The realization of this potential, what is the potential demographic dividend? This severely constrains the realization of this potential, the harnessing of the demographic dividend. Harness here means extract. Other trends, be it the significant gender imbalance in the labor force participation rate, LFPR. Now it talks about gender. When it comes to men, women, what is the present scenario? Other trends, what are the other trends? Be it the significant gender imbalance, there is an important or significant gender imbalance. To substantiate that, where is this gender imbalance in the labor force participation rate with the women's LFPR of 32.8% in 2022, about 2.3 times lower than 77.2% for men, or that 90% of workers still have informal jobs. One more thing, 90% of workers still have informal jobs. There's two things over here. There are two terms you have to know. One, white collar jobs, the other one, blue collar jobs. What is the difference? White collar jobs, they go with intellectual caliber. Blue collar jobs go with manual or dexterity based on your manually operating something. Here it talks about informal jobs, usually informal jobs, not intellectual, not based on intellectual caliber. Still, 90% still have informal jobs. That is very unfortunate. Essentially, emphasize all these things emphasize something. What is it? The lack of a concerted, overarching policy vision. Concerted, we have got many a time, means what? Jointly doing something, jointly arranged or carried out, coordinated. Overarching has two different meanings. One meaning, something that is very important. Another meaning, it means a holistic, comprehensive. Comprehensive policy vision to ensure better jobs for all. The chief economic advisors, you got to be careful with spelling. The chief economic advisors hand a ringing over. A ring goes with informal English. You take a wet cloth, you try to twist to squeeze water out of it. That is called a ring. Squeeze and twist to force liquid from it. But in this context, limit someone or something. The chief economic advisors hand ringing over the government's limitations to engender, an important word, you got to be careful. Engender is different, endanger is different. Engender means to cause to exist or to develop. You make something develop, that is engender. Engender change, bring about change, has to only be juxtaposed, has to, have to. What is a function? Obligation imposed by an external authority or a situation. Only be juxtaposed. Juxtapose an important word. What does it mean? To place something that two things are not the same next to each other. Place or deal with close together for contrasting effect. Imagine you place a color photo next to a black and white photo. That means you have juxtaposed those two. Juxtaposed against the US Federal Open Market Committee's primary policy. It compares with US Federal Open Market Committee's primary policy. What does it do? It mandates. Mandate means make something compulsory. Mandate of promoting maximum employment along with stable prices. Two things are important. Promoting maximum employment along with, together with stable prices. Along with an important expression I have told many a time, when we use expressions like with, together with, along with, as well as, and so many are there, the verb agrees with the first subject. To realize intent ultimately holds the key. What holds the key to this problem? The key is promoting maximum employment along with stable prices. With the general election process underway, general elections are fast approaching, underway, going to happen sooner or later. Politicians have their task cut out. Politicians have their task cut out means they know what to do at this juncture. They have to ensure jobs and the quality of education and training for it technologically. Main idea is being reiterated. They have a job. What is a job? Ensure jobs, one thing, and the quality of education and training for a technologically evolving economy are accorded primacy. They have to give importance to, they have to prioritize the job skills or education, whatever, should be focused on technologically evolving economy. They should be accorded primacy, not just in their campaigns at the time of elections, but in policy formulation thereafter. They may go at the time of elections, campaigning, canvassing. They have to talk about these. But at the same time, the editor opines not only the campaign, after elections, they have to go in for policy formulation thereafter. After the elections, they have to work on policy formulation. That's all about this editorial, an important one. And you may get something like this in the exam because it is based on unemployment. It is based on what is happening right now in our country, unemployment, and informal sector, 90% in informal sector, educated youth, they don't have the soft skills or job skills. And what are the solutions? And because of all this, slowly we are losing the demographic dividend. That's all for today. I would like to stop here. The reason being, I have another session at 7:30, and that is bilingual, same editorial, bilingual. But I have brought the questions. Please, after the session, I'm going to, yesterday also I did. Those who want to access a PDF, please join the Telegram group. After the session, go to the description of the video. A link has been provided. Join the Telegram group. Every day, there you get access to the PDF with annotations. In that PDF, you have the questions to improve your comprehension skill. That's what I'm telling Pandu. And have a look at those questions and try to answer. The questions are there, but I will be uploading the PDF, and not immediately because I have a session. Then in the afternoon, yesterday also I did it in the afternoon. Have a look and try to answer. That way you get some time and try to answer all those questions. Thank you very much. Have a nice day.